What's up YouTube, Shawn DaGamer here, and we are going to be talking about in this video WWE Money in the Bank 2017 that will feature the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So no video of me today is hot. I'm frustrated right now because I just spent like 2 hours trying to find one number, but customer service sucks in a certain place. But I'm not going to say that place because hopefully I'll be employed there soon. So I'm not going to say anything bad about that place just yet, or at least say their name. But I will say trying to get to their HR sucks. It shouldn't be that hard. But we're not here to talk about my plights. We're here to talk about WWE Money in the Bank. And as I look at Wikipedia, we have 6 matches in store for us this Sunday. I think that'll be the 18th. June 18th is this pay-per-view, and Great Ball of Fire is like 2 weeks after that, or a week after that. 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks because they always seem to be 2 weeks apart now. So it'll be like the 1st of July. Yeah, or like the first or second week of July, we're gonna get Great Ball of Fire, Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. I'm really hyped for that match. I like the little brawl that they had on Monday. I keep saying we're not here for anything else but Money in the Bank, but I'm talking about everything else but Money in the Bank. But that Joe Lesnar segment made a pay-per-view that first of all nobody didn't care for at all because of the name. And second of all, it's like in a B level or C level pay-per-view slot for the year. Like they could have did something interesting like King of the Ring, or pushed up Night of Champions, or they could have did a lot of things instead of Great Balls of Fire. If you haven't heard, they had issues getting that song title too for a second, but they got that resolved pretty quickly. So yeah, Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar is going to be really, really good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that match. So, without further ado, let's get into Money in the Bank. And it looks like we're going to have a pre-show match with a newly returning Zack Ryder teaming up with his hype brother Mojo Rawley to take on the Colognes, Primo and Epico. This is the Hype Brothers return. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a good little 10-12 minute pre-show match, something they're going to play during the kickoff show. Be able to go about 10 or 12 minutes before they actually start doing the main event predictions and things like that and going to the main card. And I'm going with the Hype Brothers just because it's their return. Zack Ryder is kind of an internet darling, but not really. He's not up there with like the AJ Styles or the Kenny Omegas and Okadas. I'm gonna review that tomorrow, so that'll be up on Sunday or whatever. But anyways, Zack Ryder is one of those internet darlings. He had his little YouTube show that was doing pretty good. It got him a little bit of recognition, but then he recently, I think he had a torn bicep or something like that, shoulder injury. So he's been out for the last few months. Mojo Rawley in that time has won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So try saying that 3 times fast. So Mojo Rawley's been doing good. He actually has a pinfall victory over the current WWE champion Jinder Mahal. So yeah, we're going with the Hype Bros in a return match versus the Colognes. So Hype Bros over the Colognes. Let's go into the tag team title match. The Usos versus the New Day. This one is tricky. This one is really, really tricky because the Usos, over the past couple of weeks, with their little feud against the Fashion Police, they've been really good at their heel tactics, and it's been really enjoyable. I pulled my nose ring out. They've been really enjoyable with their promos. They've been fun to watch in the ring. This new aggressive style that they have is very entertaining. But you have to believe that Road Dogg and the people in the back at SmackDown probably want to get the titles off the Usos right now. Probably not. thinking about it, because I'm pretty sure they're the next pay-per-view for SmackDown, unless they have one more filler pay-per-view, is going to be SummerSlam. But that doesn't seem right to me. I think they will have one more before SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is in August. And we're in June. Nope, it would be August. So SummerSlam is going to be like the first week of August or second week. I can see it being the first week of August. And then like 2 weeks or about 2 or 3 weeks later, we'll get another Raw pay-per-view. So I think this is going to be their last pay-per-view before SummerSlam. So the Usos are going to win, because I can see them wanting to have a big payoff for their tag team division on SmackDown at SummerSlam and have the New Day beat the Usos. Sounds right to me. So the Usos are going to win this match. So the Usos over the New Day. I think it's going to be a good match though. Who's going to be representing the New Day in this match? I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kofi and Xavier Woods, because Xavier Woods seems to only perform at pay-per-views. He'll probably do like one match on TV, but then the rest of his matches are on pay-per-view. And that's very interesting because he is a TNA guy. Everybody remember Consequences Creed. So the fact that they're protecting Xavier Woods so much is amazing. I don't know if it's because of his talking ability or up, down, his YouTube channel, but they are protecting the hell out of Xavier Woods from... Is he from Atlanta, Georgia? I know he's somewhere in Georgia. We got AJ from Gainesville. We have Apollo Crews on Raw from Stone Mountain. And I think Xavier is from like Decatur, the Decatur area, where it's more, I want to say ratchet, but I want to say more intense to be politically correct than Stone Mountain and Gainesville. So, all that to say, the New Day is going to win. I don't know why I'm rambling on. So, the next match we're going to have is the SmackDown Women's title, Naomi versus Lana. Speaking of rambling on, get ready. So, I've already talked about Naomi, how she needed the entire women's division to be more over, because she's good right now, but she could be better if she had opponents like Bayley, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, and basically everybody that's on TV on the Raw side on SmackDown. If they were one division, so her credibility can be a little bit higher. Like, she's not a Bella. She wasn't, escorting Hall of Famers like Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, all that stuff to the ring like the Bellas were, but she was a Funkadactyl. And even when she was a Funkadactyl, I knew she was the one with the potential to be champion out of her and Cameron. So now that she's here, I wish she had more competition. Instead of seeing 6-man tags or her always facing off against like Natalya or Carmella, who still has 2 pinfall victories over her, and we'll get into that in a second. Becky Lynch. Well, she hasn't really faced Becky Lynch because Becky Lynch and her are faced, so they've been teaming up more than going against each other. But still, if the entire division was together and Naomi was champion, she will have a plethora of heels to make her even more credible superstar on the roster. But as things go, even with things stale, Naomi is still more... Her matches are more entertaining than Alexa Bliss over on the Raw brand, because I believe Alexa Bliss, when it comes to mic skills and working the crowd, Alexa Bliss is way better. I don't know if it's their tone in their voice, or I don't know what it is. Just the way Alexa speaks and engages with the crowd is a lot better than Naomi, even though I love Naomi's in-ring capabilities more than Alexa Bliss. So that's enough about Naomi. Let's get into Lana. Lana, on the other hand, who seemingly, this is her first real match on TV, and for the WWE Championship on the Land of Opportunity, SmackDown. So there's a lot we can say about that, about how, first of all, where is Rusev? Rusev promised us he'll be back. Then he went to some kind of, I think he went to a soccer game, and he said F WWE for a little while. But is he clear or no? That's all I want to know. Second of all, with Lana, I've heard her dark matches and NXT little matches haven't been going over very well. But that's what I've heard. I haven't seen it for myself. So, what I saw on SmackDown was she delivered a very clean, like, fisherman spine buster. I guess that's what you'll call it. She gave her the underhook. They'll call it a fisherman. But then instead of like suplexing her or tossing her or just, doing something else, he just gave her a spine buster. So, fisherman's spine buster. And it looked very polished, very clean. So, I don't expect this match to go more than 10 minutes. I don't expect it to go more than 5 minutes. But this is SmackDown, so I'm saying 10 because they give their... It's only 6 matches on this. We already talked about half of them already, including this match. So, for some reason, I believe Lana is walking out of Money in the Bank, your new SmackDown Women's Champion. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. But something in my soul is saying Lana, with the heat that she has just for being Lana on TV, with her stint on Raw, and now her little Emelina Eva Marie gimmick on SmackDown, Lana just has heat for being Lana. And I believe they will want that heat to go into SummerSlam. And that's what I'm going. I would not be surprised if Naomi retained just being a better wrestler and better performer than Lana. But I can see Lana doing something sneaky like hairspray to the eye or something along those lines. Water to the eye, raking the eye. I would say a low blow, but the women's equivalent of a low blow, something like that, to win this match without the referee knowing. Hell, even the referee could get taken down. Lana could do something devious like grab a chair or something. Or something, I don't know, the belt. That's what it is. There's going to be a ref bump. Lana's going to grab the belt, knock Naomi out with it. Oh, no. Even better. This is going to happen. I can see it happening now. Picture it. Sicily, 1842. Naomi, off the top rope with her split-legged springboard moonsault. Lana has the belt. Instead of putting her knees up, she lays the belt on top of her. That way, Naomi takes more punishment for landing on top of the belt. Whether Lana moves out the way, or even gets her knees up with the belt, so her head will hit the belt or something like that. But this belt will come into play. I can see a split-legged moonsault. I can see Lana rolling out the way of a split-legged moonsault, grabbing the belt. Naomi's trying to get up. Lana lays her out with the belt. 1, 2, 3. New women's champion. Lana is walking out of Money in the Bank, the new women's champion. If Naomi retains, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'll be surprised that they didn't make Lana champion. I spent like 5 minutes trying to describe that match. So, what are we going on to next? We have 3 matches. We have the women's Money in the Bank match, the men's Money in the Bank match, and we have the WWE Championship. Let's go on to the WWE Championship. Jinder Mahal is going to win, plain and simple. I don't see Randy Orton getting it back right now. I can see Jinder Mahal versus John Cena at SummerSlam. Jinder Mahal winning, and the person who cashes in, or the person who wins Money in the Bank, cashing in after that match. So Jinder winning, and since I said what I just said, let's go into the men's Money in the Bank match. Your 6 participants are Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Excuse me. Let's go by a process of elimination. Ziggler, he's out of there. Ziggler's in this match to make everything look legit. We all know Ziggler is still one of the best bumpers in the company. So Ziggler is just there because they don't have Shelton Benjamin under contract yet. So he's out of it. Kevin Owens, he's still your United States champion. And AJ Styles, he is the top contender for that title. So AJ Styles is out of it. As much as I would love AJ Styles to be Mr. Money in the Bank, he's one of my personal top 3. But if I'm talking Vince McMahon logic, he's not the winner of this match. Then let's go Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is in the match for the same reason Dolph Ziggler is. Sami Zayn is in the match to take the harder bumps that Dolph Ziggler's body probably can't take anymore because he's been in several of these matches. He's the winner of one of these matches. He's cashed in and all that. So Sami Zayn is another bumper in this match. So that leaves you with Baron Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura. Who do you think out of those two, if you had to take those two and give them the Money in the Bank briefcase, who would you give it to? Now, I know a lot of the internet people will probably give it to Shinsuke Nakamura. He will do a clean cash in, have a fun match, and then win the title. Nope, I'm going Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is an asshole, and all assholes have won Money in the Bank. Let's look at the history of people who have held the contract that were assholes. Edge, Mr. Kennedy, Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton, who else? A lot of people. Kane. In my view, no, I'm not going to say that. But the only people that really haven't cashed in and won, John Cena. Mr. Kennedy had to give it up to Edge on the second one. And who was the other person that didn't cash in? Damian Sandow. And this is going to be like the 15th or 16th Money in the Bank match. So, yeah. I'm going Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is going to cash in around SummerSlam, win, and become your new WWE champion. And I put it out there now. I think Baron Corbin is going to beat John Cena. That means John Cena, within the next few weeks, next month and a half, will win that WWE championship. Whenever John Cena gets a title match again, he's going to win it. And he's going to be a 17-time world champion. Because this is WWE, and I can promise you John Cena might be a 19 or 20-time world champion before his career is over. At least 18 times. That's an even number. 18-time world champion, John Cena. Then we can move on to the last match to discuss, and that is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You have Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. This is tricky because I can state reasons for all of these people. Some, more than others, have more claim to why they should be Mr. Money in the Bank, or Mrs. I should say. You have Becky Lynch, who has been your workhorse for the division. I don't think she's been injured since the brand split. She's been on TV at least every other week, more times than not. On TV, she's on TV at least 90% of the time. She's been jobbing out to people like well, I say that like it's a bad thing, but she's been dropping out to Alexa Bliss, Natalya sometimes, even Carmella sometimes. So she will have claim to the belt or to the briefcase just because she's their workhorse, and they will do that. They will do that. I believe they gave it to Rey Mysterio, people like that, and John Cena, their workhorses. So I can see Becky Lynch getting a title, and then maybe cashing in around Royal Rumble time. That seemed like a time she would cash in, either Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. Charlotte has been a 4-time champion on Raw, so just having her have that contract will ensure she will be a triple crown champion, winning the NXT Women's title, the SmackDown title, and Raw title. So I can see them giving it to Charlotte, and the whole Flair gimmick and things like that rolled in with Money in the Bank. This is like a perfect fit. You know what I'm saying? Like having somebody who already thinks they're better than everybody else have a guaranteed title shot. Yeah, Charlotte Flair could be a top contender in this. And do you have Natalya, who is like the Becky Lynch, but on the heel side of things? So as much as Becky Lynch has been on TV, Natalya has been right beside her as an adversary. Her heel run, I think, has been entertaining. A lot of people don't really care for Natalya. I've always been a fan of Natalya because of her in-ring work. She's really good in the ring. Her mic skills could be a lot better, but in the ring, she is a heart. So I can see Natalya having a shot at the briefcase to the same extent Becky Lynch does. Then we go to Tamina. Tamina is a wild card, and ever since she's been on the roster, we haven't seen a lot of her. So Tamina is somebody who was like muscle. She's a more built women than most of the women on the SmackDown roster, aside from Naomi and Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Look, she's more defined than most of the women. She's more power aggressive than a lot of the other women on the roster. So that'll just be a wild card pick, Tamina, and maybe over the next couple of weeks you can build her up as the monster of these. Well, as long as she doesn't cash in the briefcase, you can build her up as the monster of the women's division of SmackDown. But Tamina, I would like to see her have that briefcase, improve while she has it, and then cash in after the when would Tamina probably cash in? I think Tamina will probably benefit from being the one to cash in her briefcase at WrestleMania, just because she's a part of that Samoan dynasty with The Rock, the Usos, Roman Reigns, and all of them. So you can have Tamina win her first championship at WrestleMania to the word I want to say, define her as a top level competitor and on the level as her predecessors, like I said, like The Rock, the Usos, Roman Reigns, and all those other people in her family, you know, the Samoan dynasty. And then we go to Carmella. Carmella, even in NXT, she wasn't one of my favorites. When she was in Enzo and Cass, it was just like, why is she moonwalking? Why is she here? What the hell? But ever since her solo performance on SmackDown, since the Superstar shakeup or the brand split, I can honestly say Carmella has been very entertaining to me with James Ellsworth by her side. She has 2 pinfall victories over the champion, Natalya, and I feel like the third time's the charm, and that third time would be with the Money in the Bank briefcase. So We've talked about everybody. We got to the last person. My pick for this, my number one pick, is Carmella. Why? She is the most improved ever since Alexa Bliss. And when I say most improved, we looked at the people who came up a little bit too early. You have Nia Jax. You have Carmella. You have Dana Brooks. Who else was down there? Can you even say, like, Bayley is called up too early? And you have Lana on the roster now. Eva Marie is not there. So your most improved, developed, new face, women heel is Carmella. So, with her whole Princess of Staten Island gimmick, James Ellsworth by her side, could you imagine how irritating it would be to have Carmella come to the ring every week with that briefcase and just state how she is guaranteed at any moment, she feels like it, a women's title match. Now, I was talking about how certain people can cash in at Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and things like that. But I honestly think Carmella will get the most heat. She doesn't even have to hold the briefcase that long. She can have, because I expect Charlotte versus Naomi at SummerSlam. Or it might be even a triple threat match. Naomi versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. But I expect after that match, if she wins, she'll cash in, beat everybody down with the briefcase, and become your new women's champion. That's if Lana doesn't win. If Lana wins, then I can see Carmella cashing in on the babyface that beats her. So, say like Lana keeps the belt and they start do a draft. I think they're going to do a draft pretty soon. And Lana somehow has the belt. They do a draft, and then Bayley comes over to the other side. Bayley or Sasha Banks, one of those two, come over to the other side. They have a match, SummerSlam. Lana, I can see Lana versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. That way, Bayley can get her redemption. She can become the first Triple Crown champion, and then have all of that ruined by Carmella cashing in at Money in the Bank. But even if it's not then, they do something totally different. I still see Carmella, who has 2 pinfall victories over Naomi, even if she retains, whether she loses. The point is, Carmella is your most improved woman on SmackDown. So, reward her, give her this briefcase, and let her cash in and become champion that way. Because she hasn't been champion on NXT. Alexa Bliss isn't there. And there's just so much opportunity for Carmella to become champion. And how funny would it be if Carmella becomes champion before her boyfriend Big Cass and Enzo on Raw? I'm just saying. If I had to pick a number 2 to win this, if I'm thinking WWE, I'm going Charlotte. But if I have to pick a number 2 that's not WWE and it's me, I'll probably go Tamina. Let her get built up a little bit more. She can cash in and it'll be a big moment. And that's the pay-per-view. So, let's go over this one more time. The pre-show match, you have the Hype Bros versus the Colognes. I'm going with the Hype Bros. Then you have the tag team match, the Usos versus the New Day. I'm going with the Usos. Then you have Naomi versus Lana for the Women's Championship. I'm going Lana. For the WWE Championship, I kept wanting to call it the Universal. Like my tongue, like Universal, but my mouth was like, that's not right. So, Jinder Mahal with the Singh brothers, aka the Bollywood Boys, versus Randy Orton. I'm going Jinder Mahal. For the men's Money in the Bank match, you have Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. My pick is Baron Corbin. If I had to pick a second, it will either be Sami Zayn or Shinsuke. And Sami Zayn over Shinsuke. So if I had to pick a top 3, it'll be Baron Corbin, then Sami Zayn, and then Shinsuke. I don't see AJ, Owens, or Dolph winning, but I bet, now that I say that, AJ Styles is going to win. But I'm still going Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, then Shinsuke. But just remember, I said I can see AJ Styles winning as well, but he's not my top 3. And then for the women's Money in the Bank match, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Natalya, Tamina, and Cameron. Jesus Christ, Carmella. We don't want Cameron back. Who did I say? Carmella. I just had a whole big speech on Carmella winning, and then I forgot who I said I was gonna win. But if I didn't have to pick Carmella, I say Tamina. Since there's only 5 women in this match, I'll only stick with 2 picks. But if I had to pick a third, it'll be Charlotte. No, actually, who would my third be? If I had to put them in order on people I had to think would win, it'll be Carmella, Tamina. Who do they like more? Becky Lynch or Charlotte? Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Natalya. Actually, you know what? One of the 3 heels in this match might win this match. But this is the heels. They have a better percentage than the babyfaces. So a babyface could win. This is SmackDown, not Raw. So a heel's going to win. Yeah, I'm still going with Carmella. Period. So, with all that being said, everything linked in the description below. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And once you do that, there should be a bell. Hit the bell to be notified whenever a new video goes live on the channel. Whew. Share the video with your friends so they can get in on the discussion as well. Leave your predictions down below in the comment section. Who do you want the first women's Money in the Bank winner to be? We put it like that. The first women's Money in the... Yeah, Carmella. Still Carmella. Just to get on everybody's nerve. Because she's not bad in the ring. She's decent on the mic. And right now she has James Ellsworth with her. The most irritating figure in WWE right now. So, Carmella just has all the checks on her side. So... I think with all that being said, if you want to help the channel out, there is a PayPal in the description down below for donations. I am Shawn DaGamer, and I am out of here.